Hi, my name's Eric Basier, Senior Director of Product Marketing at Quantum, and today I'd like to talk about an exciting announcement we just made with a new solution for long-term data archiving that combines an all-new class of storage with a new line of object storage services. First, a little bit about Quantum, who we are, what we do. We're a data company, and for over 20 years, we've been helping many of the largest data-driven organizations manage their video, digital images, and other forms of unstructured data. Our customers include some of the largest broadcasters in the world, studios, sports teams, federal government agencies, both on the civilian side and the defense side, as well as leading research institutions that have a need to archive large amounts of valuable research data for many years and even decades. We also count some of the biggest cloud providers as customers, and we've helped them build multi-exabyte archives. We'll talk a little bit more about that today. We've assembled a portfolio of products and solutions to build a storage and data platform for video and other forms of unstructured data. We can help customers analyze and enrich their data with products like our asset management software, CatDV. We have high-speed file storage as well as hyperconverged infrastructure for mission-critical surveillance to help customers quickly ingest, capture, and enable the analysis of this type of unstructured data. We also have a full portfolio of secondary storage products, from object storage software to tape storage and backup appliances. In this announcement today, we're going to be talking about how we've brought together our advanced object store software with unique hyperscale tape technology to form a new class of storage that can be deployed anywhere. A little bit more about Quantum and who we are. Over the last few years, we've established a leadership position in providing hyperscale cold storage infrastructure to the world's largest cloud providers. 3 of the top 5 cloud providers in the world use Quantum in production at scale. And we have an initial footprint of tape deployed at the other 2. We've deployed over 30 exabytes in hundreds of data centers around the world. And more recently, we've started to deploy large archives at international web scale companies, combining our StorNext file system software with tape. And we're building on this heritage as well as the expertise and the unique technology that is used for these hyperscale archives, and now offering it to enterprises and web scale companies that are facing the same problem. And as we look at the market, that problem is a major gap between projected storage capacity growth and infrastructure spending. These data points are based on some research we've done with IDC that shows that storage capacity is growing by 30% annually or more, while infrastructure spend is only projected to grow by 10 to 15%. And we can help enterprises address that gap because we know that most of the data generated is cold, meaning inactive data that's accessed infrequently, but it must be preserved and protected. And this is why we believe that these enterprises can employ a cold storage strategy to help them close that gap. In short, there's a need for a new type of storage to address this hyperscale era that we're entering. Many companies are facing massive data growth. Most of that data is unstructured. It's video, different forms of digital imagery, large files, log files. It contains a lot of value and potential for enrichment over years and decades. And more of our customers are expressing the pain point around how do I keep this data protected and keep it accessible not only for months or a few years, but for multiple decades and in some cases indefinitely. Their options are use the public cloud, and there are now some cold storage services that have become very well adopted in the public cloud. Or existing file and object storage systems. But there are problems with all the other alternatives today. Many of our clients and customers are reluctant to place all of their most valuable digital assets in the public cloud. They want to maintain that data sovereignty and control. And existing file and object storage systems that are based on either disk or flash are simply too expensive at the scale and at the longevity that all of these organizations are now dealing with. And that's why we've introduced this new class of storage that we call ActiveScale Cold Storage. ActiveScale Cold Storage is essentially S3 Glacier class storage that can be deployed in the data center of your choice. We've made it easy to retrieve objects from our cold storage class in as short a time as a few minutes. There are no data access fees, and we can offer substantial savings relative to both public cloud cold storage services or any of the on-premises disk-based alternatives. Further, relative to any other way of archiving data on digital tape, our unique software and our patent-pending intellectual property allows us to deliver anywhere from 100 times to 1 million times better data durability than any other offering on the market, and up to 40% better storage efficiency. We can actually have storage overhead as low as 15%. So let's talk a little bit more about the solution and what it is. So ActiveScale Cold Storage is basically a new class of storage for ActiveScale object store systems. It provides secure, highly durable, and extremely low-cost storage, and it makes ActiveScale the first and only object store system that's architected for both active and cold data sets. This makes ActiveScale the ideal long-term data platform for all of that warm and cold data that's being generated in the world. It's basically S3 Glacier class storage for the data center. We can deploy it anywhere. We can scale either the active storage class or the cold storage class up to exabytes, basically scale them unlimited and independently. We offer up to 19 nines of data durability, and we can offer this package as a fully managed service with an all-inclusive two-tier pricing model and no data access fees. We make it really easy to access data stored in active storage or in cold storage, where we use either the S3 standard API or the S3 Glacier API for cold storage. And by using the economics of tape and the economics of these hyperscale tape architectures that we've deployed, we can help these companies reduce their costs associated with cold storage by up to 80%. Let's talk a little bit more about how we do this and some of the technology under the covers. ActiveScale Cold Storage is really the combination of two breakthrough innovations that are 100% unique to Quantum. It combines patent-pending two-dimensional erasure encoding software, which is used to encode data both within and across tapes, tape drives, tape libraries, and even tape libraries stored in geodispersed data centers, so that we can maximize not only data access performance, but data durability and storage efficiency. We combine that advanced two-dimensional erasure encoding software with what we call a quantum rail architecture. Rail stands for a redundant array of independent libraries, and as shown in this picture, what it means is that we can now deploy tape in a scale-out architecture to deliver new levels of availability, performance, and storage efficiency. What does this mean to you, and what is the outcome? Anywhere from 100 times to 1 million times better data durability. And this matters because we know this data is so valuable to our customers, it simply can't be lost. Because of the erasure encoding and the efficiencies that we gain there, we can provide multi-copy data protection at up to 40% less storage required than a traditional multi-copy or replication-based protection approach. In other words, we can actually show that we can lose up to 3 tapes across these systems without losing any data, and do that with storage overhead as low as 15%. Now, to package all of this technology in a way that's easy to purchase, easy to deploy, and to help our customers advance their digital transformation and cloud-first initiatives, we've introduced a new line of object storage services. These are part of our Quantum as a Service portfolio of as a service offerings. And as you see here, we offer two classes of service to deliver all of this tech. For active data, we have a service that will, you can retrieve data from an active storage class in milliseconds. You can see for cold data, it's minutes. We've talked about how data is accessed either using the S3 standard class API and command set or the S3 Glacier class. These particular services are defined at durability of 15 nines, and you can see the prices at which we offer these make them very competitive and very simple to purchase and plan for using this two-tier pricing model with no data access fees. As part of deploying these fully managed services, we do ask for some minimum commitments, and you can see those below. We tend to look at 1 petabyte of capacity minimum of active data and a 3-year term, and then 4 petabytes of capacity of cold data at a 3-year term. For many of the customers we're dealing with, they are managing tens of petabytes, even hundreds of petabytes of data. And when we bring this all together, we have some amazing economics that we can help our customers realize. Up to 80% savings relative to all disk-based alternatives and 34% savings relative to AWS Glacier. This particular chart and this model compares the total cost of ownership of storing 10 petabytes of this cold data over a 10-year time horizon. And to try to accurately calculate access fees and some of the fees related to that, we've assumed that 5% of the data is accessed per month. In short, ActiveScale Cold Storage and this new line of object storage services will help these organizations address this massive data growth by reducing their cold storage spend by up to 80%. It will help them preserve and protect their data for decades with a cyber-resilient design while they maintain the control and the security and maintain the sovereignty of their own data, their most valuable assets. And ultimately, we think it'll help these companies and organizations unlock more value in these massive data sets that are being created. And they can do that without any expensive or unpredictable access fees. And we've made it very easy to do that based on the cloud-based interfaces that we've supported. So that's ActiveScale Cold Storage and our object storage services. We're really excited to bring this to market and announce it, and to help these organizations make a difference in their data. Thank you.